Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy. Back at it. Back at it. Been on the road with the Wizards nonstop. Lot to talk about. Lot to talk about. As always, hop in the chat. Hop in the chat. U-Goboy Media. You know the vibes. U-Goboy Podcast. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. Man, lot to talk about, man. You got some NFL free agency. We're a couple days away. We are a couple days away. Some deals have already come through. We got some more deals on the way, some trades, some rumors. The NFL draft is right around the corner. Lot to talk about. What should we get into? Hop in the chat. Chat, where you at? I need this chat on fire like the last live, man. Y'all exploded the chat. And also, I was in contact with my boy Law Nation. Shout out to Law Nation. Shout out Foots the King. Shout out to Skywalker Steel. Shout out to Vach Lombardi. I hit up Law Nation. Vach Lombardi has my number. Vach Lombardi has my number. So we're going to try to set that up as soon as possible for you guys. Me and Vachi hop on the StreamYard probably and get the people what they want, man. This content. But, man, let's take a look at some of these deals that went through. Aaron Jones, he just signed a new 2-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. So Aaron Jones, he just got paid 2 years, $20 million. Nick Bolton, he just re-signed with the Chiefs. Zach Ertz just re-signed with the Commanders. Man, just the deals are coming in. You saw Christian Kirk got traded to the Jags. We talked about it on the last chat. Jonathan Abraham, he got released by the Washington Commanders. What else? Philadelphia Eagles, they re-upped, obviously, with Saquon. We talked about it on the last chat. Zach Bond, they re-upped with him as well. Darius Slay, they cut ties with him. James Bradbury, they cut ties with him. Man, free agency has started, man. I know it doesn't really officially, quote-unquote, start until next week in the next couple of days, but free agency has begun, man. Let's take a look at some more of these moves, man. We got to talk about this Geno Smith trade. Geno Smith has been traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. He gets reunited with Pete Carroll. Man, so the Raiders now, you can take them out of the need for a quarterback. And what does this mean? Well, it's like the Drewski meme. What do you mean by that? Yeah. I'm interested to see what the Seahawks now do with their draft. You know, Seahawks, they obviously need a quarterback now. Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. But that's not the only name that's been floated out there. You know, Jackson Dart is beginning to climb up draft boards. Tyler Sloth, I believe, from Louisville, he's beginning to climb up draft boards. This isn't a very strong class for quarterbacks. You know, this isn't a slam dunk. Yo, these quarterbacks are going to go 1 and 2. Everything I'm hearing, everything I'm reading is GMs are not really feeling this quarterback class. They're just not. They ain't feeling them. Not like that. So, you know, Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, you know, teams like the Giants, of course. You know, the Giants, they I don't know if they're going to finally draft a black quarterback. We talked about that on the pod. Shout out to Off the Top Sports Radio. Will the Giants draft a black quarterback? Stay tuned. What do you mean by that? Man. DK Metcalf, the Seahawks, they lowered their asking price. You know, again, we talked about that in the last chat as well. You know, the Seahawks were looking for a first and a third. Come on, man. It's not happening. DK Metcalf is not going for a first and third. They've lowered it to a second round pick. And keep in mind, he's going to want to get paid. he's in line and he's looking for upwards of $30 million a year, which will put him in line with the top 10 and top 15 wide receivers in the sport right now. Is DK Metcalf up there with your Jamar Chases and Justin Jeffersons and CeeDee Lambs and Tyreek Hills? No, but he's still a number one receiver. He's still a number one receiver. He's still a difference maker. If the asking price does, there is a team that floated a third pick for him. Again, I said it on the last chat. I'll say it again. Dallas needs to make a call for that. They need to make a call for DK Metcalf. I'd love to see CeeDee Lamb, Cedarian Lamb, and DK Metcalf. That 1-2 punch will be potent. But yeah. Who else? I think Hollywood Brown. He re-signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. But there are a number of wide receivers, man, that are without a job and will be without a job. Stephon Diggs. Who else? Cooper Kupp. He more than likely he's going to be cut in the coming days if the Rams can't find a trade partner. Man. Who else, man? Who else? I do believe that Devontae Adams, like we mentioned in the last chat, he was cut. Let's see if I can pull up the list. There's got to be a list. Top wide receivers that are wide receivers. Let's type it in here. Receivers, free agents. Shout out to Spotrac. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Stephon Diggs, as we mentioned, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson. There's a lot of free agents. We can get away from wide receivers. Let's throw out some other names. Von Miller was just cut today. Joey Bosa, he was cut a few days ago. Khalil Mack, he was cut a few days ago. Cam Robinson, left tackle, he's a free agent. Brandon Sheriff, Pro Bowler, guard, he's a free agent. Hassan Reddick, he's officially a free agent. Tyler Lockett was cut a couple days ago. Evan Ingram, as we mentioned in the last chat, he's a free agent. Matthew Judon with the Atlanta Falcons. He had some mess off the field. I saw in the shade room, but we're not gonna get into that. Charvarius Ward, DeAndre Hopkins, Ryan Kelly, Zadarius Smith was just cut today. BJ Hill, Sam Darnold. There's a lot of premier names out there. There's a lot of talent. Where do you think these guys are going to end up? Free agency frenzy. Again, me and Mongo, we are going to do the free agent super show very shortly. Sometime next week. I'm going to set that up with Mongo in the coming days. That super show, we're going to get that to you guys. More than likely, it will be virtual, but it's going to be me and Mongo breaking down where these people are going to end up. And, of course, the draft super show, that's on the way too. You know what I mean? But free agency is right around the corner, and teams need to get busy because the top teams use free agency. We've discussed that ad nauseum the last few lives. If you're not getting busy in free agency in the first or second wave of free agency, again, bargain basement bullshit does not cut it. It does not cut it. As we discussed before, Dallas, they've opened up. They flipped the triggers on CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. $56 million of free agent of cap room is open. So it's time to get to work, man. It's time to get to work. It's time to get to work, man. I'm very interested to see how Dallas attacks free agency, how a lot of these teams attack free agency. You know, teams like Philly and Washington, all the top tier teams, they're going to be very, very aggressive and they're going to pick their spots. Got to pick your spots, man. Defensive tackle, defensive end, some cornerbacks, linebackers, wide receivers, the whole lot. Where's Sam Darnold going to play next year? You know, I've seen some rumors floated out that the Vikings are still in love with him and want to sign him long term. And my question is, if the Vikings do that, if the Vikings back up and give a bag to Sam Darnold for a long-term deal, a 4-year contract, if I'm the Giants, because the Giants were in love with J.J. McCarthy. I'm picking up the phone to see if I can get him for the low. A 5th round or a 6th round pick. And in the event that they do that, if they're not in love with Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, they don't have to force that pick. I mean, Lord knows they don't like black quarterbacks. You know, we've discussed that on the pod in great detail that the Giants have not drafted a black quarterback in 100 years. So why not continue the tradition? Why not continue the tradition? Trade for J.J. McCarthy. Take Travis Hunter, convert him to a wide receiver, man, and you'd have Travis Hunter and Malik Neighbors as a 1-2 punch at wide receiver. I think J.J. McCarthy would like that. I think so. But Sam Darnold, where's Sam Darnold going to play next year? We got to find that out. I'm interested to see what the Falcons are going to do with Kirk Cousins, because Michael Penix, and I said this on draft day with Mongo for the Draft Super Show, as soon as they drafted Penix, the Kirk Cousins contract, the free agency contract, made no sense. Because Kirk Cousins his best ball is behind him. He got benched last year. The Falcons still missed the playoffs because they're not a good team. And they don't have a quarterback. You know, they've got pieces. They got pieces, man. Drake London, Mooney, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. They got weapons, man. AJ Terrell on defense. The Falcons should be a playoff team, and the NFC South is trash. You know what I mean? The fact that the Falcons missed the playoffs blew my mind. But my thing is, Kirk Cousins, where's he going to play next year? And the Rams are off the table. They re-upped with Matt Stafford. He signed a new deal. But where in the world is Kirk Cousins going to play next year? Is Aaron Rodgers going to play next year? That's another one that's a head scratcher. The Giants have been linked to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers wants to stay in New Jersey to play football. I don't think that's a good idea. But you got that going on. You know, hop in the chat, guys. Hop in the chat. If the chat is cold, I'm gonna keep it moving. I mean, y'all know the chat got to be hot to keep me here. I'm not really with the lives unless you guys are live. You know, I put in what you guys give me. I mean, you guys give me energy. You guys throw out questions. You guys get it popping. I'll be on here. But you know, if it's cold and you guys, you know, don't got the time for me, I ain't got the time for y'all neither. Busy man over here. So, but yeah, let's keep it moving. Draft is around the corner. Again, Abdul Carter, he had a nice meeting with the Tennessee Titans. It's looking more and more likely that Tennessee is going to take Abdul Carter number 1. I don't think Tennessee is in love with Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward either. I think Cleveland thus far, because it's still lying season. You know, draft is still a ways away, a little over 2 months away. But it's like Cleveland has showed some interest in Shedeur, according to him. You know, so we'll see what that's looking like. But man, this quarterback class. I mean, again, I named. There's about 4 I've been hearing stuff about. I've been hearing about, of course, Shedeur, of course, Cam, of course, Jackson Dart, Tyler Sloth. Haven't heard too much about Dylan Gabriel, William Howard. He just continued the long legacy of Ohio State quarterbacks. They're just like, come on, bro. Come on, son. His combine was one of the worst combines I'd ever seen. I don't think he should have threw. I think he should have just saved it for his Ohio State Pro Day, where he's got his Ohio State receivers and his Ohio State script. Because, man, William Howard looked rough. He looked rough, man. He might be in the UFL next year with The Rock. Oh, man, what else, man? Keep it going. You know, the wide receivers in the draft, man. You know, we talked about Ted McMillan. You know, I personally, I don't see, again, he's my wide receiver 1. I don't see him making it out of past the 10 spot, man. Like I've seen some mocks with Dane Brugler and some mocks with Mel Kiper. Like the Mel Kiper mock is insane. It had Ted McMillan going number 19. Like, are you serious? Nah. Ted McMillan is going to go in the top 10, top 15 at worst. I don't see him definitely. I don't see him getting past San Francisco and Dallas back to back. I think one of those teams wants to take a wide receiver. I really do. You look at San Francisco, the Avengers, they're in the midst of a soft rebuild. They've already traded away Debo. They're trying to trade away Ayuk. That leaves who? Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle? The 49ers are going to be taking a wide receiver in the top 100. You can book that. Dallas, they'll be taking a wide receiver in the top 100. Even if both of those teams get wide receivers in free agency, I expect both of those teams to take wide receivers. I really do. Again, in Dallas, you have CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of UFL players that'll be with The Rock very shortly. And in San Francisco, you have nothing. Ayuk is coming off a major knee injury, I think a torn ACL. Again, Debo's already gone. Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowling. Come on, man. Is JJ Stokes and Jerry Rice, are they coming out of retirement? Is T.O. coming out of retirement? 49ers need a wide receiver. They do. Because George Kittle, he's top 3 tight end in this game, but his career is beginning to wind down, man. He's not going to play 50 years. His playing style will lend you to believe that the end will come a lot sooner than expected for George Kittle. He's still playing at a high level, though. He is. But again, expect the Cowboys and the 49ers to both be taking wide receivers. I expect the Packers to take a wide receiver. I really do. I don't hate this wide receiver class as much as people, as much as the quote unquote gurus and experts do. I don't hate this wide receiver core like that. Of course, you guys know how I feel about Ted McMillan. I professed my love for him in the last live. I love Abuka. I didn't give Abuka enough love. Nigeria, by the way. Nigeria. Nigeriano de Kerry Lasto. Ibukwenu. Abuka is a prototypical number 2 receiver. I love me some Ime Abuka. Abuka he's what you're looking for as a number 2 receiver that can occasionally be a number 1 receiver. Runs good routes, great hands. He's always going to be where he's supposed to be, create separation, and he's not going to lose you games. I feel like Abuka would thrive in a Sean McVay offense. Abuka would thrive in the Packers offense. Abuka would thrive, let's see what in Shanahan's offense. Sure, Green Bay, they run Shanahan's office. Matt LaFleur, the name was escaping me. Luther Burden. Let's talk about him, man. Baby Debo. Love me some Luther Burden. And on top of that, he's a low-key demon, bro. Like I'm watching his highlights. He's dancing. He's going off with his histrionics. Luther Burden has that energy, man. He's got that vibes to him, bro. Like he gets on the right team and the right scheme, he's gonna do damage. Again, I compared him. His comp is Debo, but I think he runs routes way better than Debo. Way better. He's a yak boy, so just get the ball on a swing pass, bubble screen, a hitch, button route, a slant, and let him get busy. A smoke screen, but he can do damage. I'm liking me some Luther Burden. I've watched a lot of tape on him. Tez Johnson from Oregon, who did not run well at the combine, and I was surprised. He's one of my pet cats, man. I really like Tez Johnson out of Oregon. He gave Penn State, he gave my defense in the Big Ten championship fits. I think Tez, he's another one that, again, the tape doesn't lie. Like I saw some nonsense on Twitter that just because he ran a 4.5, he's like undraftable. He's going to be a UDFA. Nah. Tez Johnson's going to. I think his draft positioning took a hit, but he's still going to be taken somewhere in rounds 3 or 4. His size, his height, and his weight the fact that he's about 5'9", a buck something soaking wet, that's going to work against him. But the guy creates separation, reliable hands, runs great routes, runs excellent routes. He is a route technician at that size. And I believe in the right system, he'll thrive. I really do. I really like Tez Johnson. And he's a guy that can thrive in special teams as well. And you can do a number of things with. But again, his combine hurt his draft stock. It's another wide receiver I really like. Savion Williams, talked about him very lightly in the last chat. Again, raw, but at TCU, they were using him all over the place. They were using him in the backfield, using him, of course, as an X receiver, big body. His route running isn't really refined at this point. He's going to have to get with the right receiving coach or whatnot. I see some more people hopped in the chat, throwing some questions there. We're talking NFL draft, NFL free agency. Feel free, get the questions going. I'll stay on for probably a few more minutes, probably about 30 minutes, and then I gotta hop off. Yeah, man, we gotta see. Like I'm like Savion Williams. You know, he's another one that he has to go to the right system. Jaden Higgins, I'm a big fan of Jaden Higgins. Love his tape. His tape reminds me of Tet. He's I don't think he's as athletic as Tet, but again, you're talking about tall, athletic, can 50-50 balls, runs good routes. He's a problem with the ball in his hand in an open field. I love me some Jaden Higgins. You know what I mean? Solid receiver. Let's see, man. Who else? Beck. Yeah, Beck from TCU. Another solid receiver. You know, there's a couple. He had a big Senior Bowl as well too, over at TCU. They got some. You know, Quentin Johnston's not the only. He's not the only receiver to come out of there. They got some players out there. And again, I'm not hating this receiving class. And of course, Matthew Golden, who I didn't give him enough love in the last chat. I definitely did not, you know, because the talk has been about Isaiah Bond, especially coming into this season. Meanwhile, like I said in the last chat, every time I watched the Texas game, Golden was making plays. He ran better than Bond. His combine was better than Bond. His tape is better than Bond. He's a better receiver. You know, Isaiah Bond is more like a 4th or 5th rounder. Golden, he's not. I don't think he's going to make it out of the first. I think somebody that 4.3 speed, his tape, his measurables. He got a great combine. He'll probably back it up in his pro day as well. Matthew Golden is a 1st-round receiver. He is. Again, I already told you guys my top 3 receivers. It's Tet. Then I got Abuka. Then I got Golden. And you know what? I'll amend that. I'm throwing Higgins in there too. I got Higgins in that second tier, really in any order. I mean, you got a 2nd-round pick because I think those guys are more 2nd-rounders, late 1st round, early 2nd-round picks. You got a 2nd-round pick in the high to mid 2nd round. You got to snatch one of these guys up. Man. I really like this. I like this receiving class. I do. I don't think it's any. You're not going to see any Jeremiah Smiths in this draft. You're not going to see any, aside from Tet, not really going to see a lot of like top tier premier talent in here, man. You're just not going to see that in this draft class. It's a solid draft class. It's a sneaky good draft class. It's not a great elite draft class. You know what I mean? Travis Hunter is going to play. If he was just a pure wide receiver, he'd be the 2nd best receiver. I still think as a receiver, I still believe Tet's a better receiver and is the best, just head and shoulders above everybody, including Travis Hunter, if he were to play receiver full time. This running back class, we need to talk about this running back class. You know, we're winding down here. This running back class is not just about Ashton Genty, who, by the way, should be a Dallas Cowboy. I mean, he said it himself. He's a more athletic Emmitt Smith, and that's what I saw on tape. You know what I mean, I'm 37. I'm old enough to remember watching Emmitt. I was coming from a Wizard game. I was just watching Cowboys Cardinals from 1999, the last year of the triplets were together before Mike got hurt. And, Jerry destroyed the team, of course, roster-wise. But no, Ashton Jeanty, it's not just about him. Again, Hampton is baby DeMarco Murray. There's a lot of really good value after that. The Ohio State backs, Henderson and Junkins, man, either one of those guys could be day one starters. And I really believe that Henderson is going to have like a Jahmyr Gibbs type career, a guy that really didn't do a whole lot in the totality of his collegiate career, but really began to come on late this second year. I mean, this last season, the Buckeyes winning the national championship, Henderson was healthy, and you saw the best of him, and you saw the best of Junkins. Man, Junkins is he's a really, really sneaky good. He's not as explosive as Henderson, but definitely more physical. Hits the hole hard, man. And he's just a solid all-around back, man. You make Junkins your everyday starter, you're okay. I'd still pair pretty much all these guys up with somebody else, either a vet or another running back later in the draft. But man, oh man. And again, you got other guys too. You got Martinez from Miami. Really like his tape. Very physical. Martinez reminds me of James Conner from the Arizona Cardinals, former Pitt Panther. I'm really, really liking Martinez. Just ferocious. I think his comp too was Marion the Barbarian, former Cowboy. Rest in peace, buddy. Gordon from Oklahoma State, I believe, or Oregon State. He's probably one of the biggest backs. His comp is more similar to Derrick Henry. And then you got guys like Neal from Kansas. You got Harvey from Central Florida. You got Giddens from Kansas State. You got Tootin from Virginia Tech. You got a lot of backs, man. This is a very deep, deep, deep running back class. And I'm telling you, it's not just about Jeanty. Obviously, Jeanty is the sexiest name. Head and shoulders, he's the best back. Scatterboo. Haven't even talked about Scatterboo. Baby Mike Allstott. Like, I wouldn't be mad if my team took Scatterboo on day 2 or day 3, man. Don't be mad at it. You're talking about what's great about a lot of these backs is they're perfect complement backs. There's only like a handful of like bell cows. All right, you draft him, you're good. You're good. You draft Jeanty, you're straight. You draft Jeanty, you're good. You draft Amari and Hampton, you're good. Caleb Johnson, didn't even talk about him. There's so many that they even slipped my mind. Caleb Johnson's another one. But there's only a handful of like bell cows that you draft him, you don't got to worry about running back for that entire rookie contract. Maybe bring in another guy to spell him from time to time, but he's good 25, 30 times a game toting the rock. But the majority of these backs, they're versatile. They do a lot. They catch the ball in the backfield. They pass protection. Todd Brooks is another one I really like out of Texas Tech. Man, this running back class, man. Telling you, man, this running back class is really, they're just great complement backs, and they can get the job done in the right system, in the right offense. And again, what's the best friend of a quarterback, aside from obviously the offensive line? A great running game. A great running game. Not a good running game, a great running game. Look at the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. You give Jalen Hurts no running game, it's spooky season. It's actually really bad. And he knows it. And Eagle fans know it too. I mean, according to him, he's better than Joe Montana right now. But anyone who watches football understands that the Eagles are a running football team, and you'll get the best out of Jalen Hurts with a great running game, which is why the Saquon Barkley signing, that signing literally brought the Super Bowl to Philly. And I know unequivocally, with a great running game, Dak Prescott is at his best. So if the Cowboys fix their run game, you will see the best out of 4. I've been saying that. The numbers don't lie. His rookie year, his MVP runner-up year, his Pro Bowl years, his All-Pro years, man, he's had a run game. He's had a great run game. I mean, Pollard and Zeke, before Zeke completely fell off the map. That's what Dak had. Dak coming out the gates with Zeke. Come on, man. You saw the best of 4. And tell me when I'm telling lies. I'm not wearing a hoodie today. I am still wearing a CM Punk hoodie. We'll see who he faces at WrestleMania. You got John Cena turning heel. but man, oh man, like this running back class. Gonna be exciting to talk about that on new episodes of the pod and on future lives. I'm excited too. Myles Garrett just got his bag. Got to talk about Myles Garrett. Let me see if I can get the numbers. Shout out to Adam Schefter. He was putting in overtime today when that news broke. See if we can get the numbers. See if we can get the numbers for you guys. Oh, shout out to Austin Hooper. He'll be returning to the Patriots on a 1-year deal. Oh, breaking news. Davante Adams is a Ram. Davante Adams has found a home. Davante Adams is a Ram. I was hearing that he was going to the West Coast. Some people were saying he was going to San Francisco, maybe. Nah, Tay Adams is going to the Rams. Man. So Matthew Stafford, he's got a new weapon. 2-year deal. What does that mean for Cooper Kupp? Well, Cooper Kupp is getting ready to get shipped out. Man, oh man. Wow, that one just broke. That one's fresh off the grill. Yeah, Davante Adams. I like breaking news on here. I really do. Davante Adams is a Ram. I'm over here looking for the Myles Garrett deal, and then boom. Okay. Woo-wee. Let's get the numbers on that. Come on, Adam. Come on, man. We ain't got the numbers yet. It's a 2-year deal, though. It is a 2-year deal. Ooh, Davante Adams to LA. Rams trying to get back to the playoffs, man. They again, Cooper Kupp, he's on the way out. More than likely, they're going to cut him. Nobody's going to take that salary. But they upgraded because Tay Adams, like I said, he's still a top 10 receiver, borderline top 5 receiver. Still, I wanted Tay Adams in Dallas, but he's in the NFC, NFC West. Oh, man. But Myles Garrett, I'm looking for the Myles Garrett numbers. I want to get that to you guys. You guys probably have it already, but let's see if we can pull those up. And we'll probably wrap here. Yep, we're talking. I know Micah's agent is rubbing his hands like Birdman. He's got $123.5 million guaranteed. I believe it's a fully guaranteed contract, and we're talking $40 million a year. So I think this is a 3-year extension, give or take. 3-year extension, $40 million a year. And this is Micah Parsons. Young money. Woo-wee. So Crosby with the Raiders, he just re-upped. And now Myles Garrett, who was talking about trade. I said it. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I said that he wasn't going to the Eagles. Money cures all. They say money doesn't fix problems. That's cap. That's New Era Lids right there. Money fixes a lot of things. I mean, the Browns still ain't going nowhere. They don't have a quarterback. But Myles Garrett is going to finish out his career in Cleveland, ringless, but he's going to be paid. He's going to be very, very well paid. But we're going to stand by for the Micah Parsons deal. That's what I'm waiting for. And Dallas has already opened up negotiations with him. They're going to try to get that done sometime next week. Hopefully they do not drag this out, because I believe if Micah does not get a new deal before the draft or even after the draft, you're going to see another holdout. And that's what I don't want. I don't want another holdout. I don't want, especially with a new defensive coordinator, a new scheme. And again, nothing good comes from holdouts except for the money. The money, of course, comes from the holdout. You're going to get your bag. But I'm talking just from a pure football sense. And you saw it with CeeDee Lamb last year. Like, again, it's a new scheme. It's a new scheme. Matt Eberflus is in town. Cowboys are going to run a 4-3 variation of what they ran with Rob Marinelli when he was there. And it's like, I want Micah in town, man. I want him at camp learning this new scheme, and I want him to have his new deal, man. You now know it's going to be in that range. I don't think Mike is going to make more than Myles Garrett. I still think Myles Garrett is kind of like when Justin Jefferson got his deal, or like when Jamar Chase is about to get his deal. That's the ceiling. That's no one's making more than that. But now the agent for Micah has a window now, has a floor or ceiling, whatever the terminology or verbiage is. He now knows the ballpark. Okay, this is what we're talking now. We got to be in this range for his age, for his stats, for where he's projected to be in the next 4 to 5 years, entering his prime, because Micah's not in his prime yet. Myles Garrett is in his prime. Micah is entering his prime this year. He's entering his prime. And I said it in the last chat, the best of Micah, if he stays healthy, knock on wood, is yet to come. Is yet to come. So that's what you're going to pay for. And it's going to be in the ballpark of 40. I don't know if it's going to be 40 exactly. It'll be 40-ish. Mike is about to get paid. He's about to get paid, and it's not even funny. So Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, I'm not trying to hear about bullshit about the pie. And on top of that, the other lie that's being told is that the Cowboys can't afford Micah. Listen, when Micah signs his deal, the cap is actually going to go. The Cowboys are going to get more cap relief because currently Micah's in his last year. He's slated to make around $24 million this year. So you can shrink that down just like you did with the Osa deal. Osa was about to make 24, 25 million on the tag. Instead, he's making $6 million. You get the new deal done with Micah, that 20-ish, that goes down to 5 or 6. And then the extension kicks in next year or the year after, however they set it up. So more emphasis and more reason why you should get the deal done this year. Absolutely. Like, Dallas, stop dragging your feet. Get this damn deal done, man. Don't drag this out. Like, this offseason has been 5 stars thus far. You know what I mean? You've got motivation now. You've got reasoning to get this deal done. Get the deal done. All right? You got Osa's deal done. You know, I feel like there's going to be some more money thrown out. I believe Jordan Lewis is going to come back, Lord willing. I believe that. I don't know about DeMarcus Lawrence. That one's iffy. I think he's going to play elsewhere. Get this deal done, man. It's just going to make free agency that you're going to have that much more options. And again, you want to enter free agency fully understanding where you need to attack. And the end goal is the end goal should be the draft. All right. You get your guys re-signed that you need to get re-signed. That allows you to attack free agency the way you need to attack it. And then you can draft as free as a bird. As free as a bird, you can attack draft. You can take best player available. You don't need to force picks. You don't need to get projects. You don't need to get guys that, we really need a left tackle. We really need a wide receiver here because we sat on our asses, just like in the last chat. You don't want to be in that position. Get this deal done. The coaching hires have been a slam dunk. The Osa deal has been a slam dunk. The restructuring of Dak and CeeDee's contracts, slam dunk, slam dunk, slam dunk. Vince Carter, all offseason thus far. Dallas, keep that same energy. Let's not revert back to past bullshit where you're dragging your feet on contracts that you know you need to get done in a timely manner. You know you need to get this deal done. So get it done. Get it done. But wow, I'm still tripping over this Tay Adams, man. Like, sheesh. Tay Adams is a Ram. See, any more breaking news? Because we're gonna get about here probably at 40 at the button. 40 on the button. We're gonna get up out of here. I'm looking. Adam Schefter, you got anything else for me? I think we're done. I think that does it. But thanks for tapping in, y'all. Appreciate y'all. U-Goboy podcast. New episodes on the way. We have a free agency super show. Me and Mongo, that's on the way. Draft super show, that's on the way. I'm going to be locking in with my boy Phantom for the second time. One of the top premier house DJs, techno DJs in Jersey. I'm going to be tapping in with him too. Me, D Sizzle, Jason Enrique. We're going to be tapping in a lot in this offseason, of course, going into next year. A lot on the way, man. A lot on the way. Going to try to get Joe Beningo back on for a third time. Try to get Adnan Verk back on for a third time. You know, we got a lot on the way. The U-Goboy podcast. Love you guys for all your support across all the platforms. And again, shorts and reels daily on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Keep on tapping in with your boy and Vach Lombardi. Vachi, we're going to try to get that Vach Lombardi crossover as well as another one with Law Nation. We're going to try to get those as soon as possible. I'm working hard behind the scenes to give you guys the best of the best, unfiltered, authentic conversations. And we're going to sign off like this, like we always do. Yahtzee. It means no worries, baby. Y'all take it easy. Y'all take care. Peace.